morning. Good morning. And thanks for coming.
巴菲特同芒格喺5月7號凌晨一如既往出席巴郡2023年股東問答大會。兩個接近200歲嘅老人家喺5個鐘頭裏面回答咗超過股東60條嘅問題，當中包括一啲世界熱門嘅話題，好似美國銀行事件、人工智能，又或者係石油能源等等嘅問題。要睇晒5個幾鐘頭嘅股東大會，你哋可能冇咩時間，又或者冇咩興趣，所以大師兄 channel 會1連3集將最精彩嘅部分剪輯出嚟。中意呢個系列嘅朋友，記得訂閱我嘅 channel 同埋撳埋隔離嘅鐘仔。首先呢條片我哋會睇下 A.I. 人工智能嘅呢個課題。有股東問到，隨住 A.I. 同埋機械人技術嘅不斷進步，對於股市同埋整個社會會有乜嘢好或者壞嘅影響呢？
If you went into BYD's factories in China, you would see robotics going in at an unbelievable rate. So we're going to see a lot more robotics in the world. I am personally skeptical of some of the hype that has gone into artificial intelligence. I think old-fashioned intelligence works pretty well.
There won't be anything in AI that replaces a gene. I'll state that unqualifiedly. It can do amazing things. Bill Gates brought me out the latest, maybe not the latest version, but one he thought maybe I could handle, which has to be careful with me in terms of leading me too fast. And it did these remarkable things. It didn't, but it couldn't tell jokes. Bill told me that ahead of time, and it prepared me, and it just isn't there. But things like checking all the legal opinions, since the beginning of time and everything, and eliminating all the it can do all kinds of things. And when something can do all kinds of things, I get a little bit worried, because I know we won't be able to uninvent it. And we did invent, for very, very good reason, the atom bomb in World War II, and it was enormously important that we did so. But is it good for the next 200 years of the world that the ability to do so has been unleashed? We didn't have any choice, but when you start something, well, Einstein said after the atom bomb, he said, this has changed everything in the world except how men think. And I would say the same thing may, not the same thing, I don't mean that, but I mean with AI, it can change everything in the world except how men think and behave. And that's a big step to take. It's a good question.
另一個股東亦都問到人工智能技術嘅興起，點樣睇價值投資嘅未來，又點樣可以喺呢個瞬息萬變環境裏面保持住成功呢？
Well, I'm glad to take that one. I think value investors are going to have a harder time now that there's so many of them competing for a diminished bunch of opportunities. So my advice to value investors is to get used to making less.
And Charlie has been telling me the same thing the whole time we've known each other. I mean, we get along wonderfully because...
But we are making less.
Yeah, well, but that mostly, I think, is because it's larger.
When we were younger.
No, we never thought we could manage $508 billion.
No,
or whatever. But I would argue that there's going to be plenty of opportunities. And part of the reason there are going to be plenty of opportunities, the tech doesn't make any difference or any of that. I mean, if you look at how the world's changed in the years since 1942 when I started, you'd say, well, how does a kid that doesn't know anything about airplanes, that doesn't know anything about engines and cars, and doesn't know anything about electricity and all that, but that really isn't that's not the world changing doesn't, or new things coming along don't take away the opportunities. What gives you opportunities is other people doing dumb things. And it's that. And I would say that, well, the 58 years we've been running Berkshire, I would say there's been a great increase in the number of people doing dumb things, and they do big dumb things. And the reason they do it to some extent is because they can get money from other people so much easier than when we started. So you could start 10 or 15 dumb insurance companies in the last 10 years, and you could become rich if you were adroit at it, whether the business succeeded or not, and the underwriters got paid, and the lawyers got paid. And that creates, if that's done on a large scale, which it couldn't be done 58 years ago, you couldn't get the money to do some of the dumb things that we wanted to do, fortunately. So I think that investing has disappeared so much from this huge capitalistic market that anybody can play in, but that the big money is in selling other people ideas. It isn't outperforming. And I think if you don't run too much money, which we do, but if you're running small amounts of money, I think the opportunities will be greater. But then Charlie and I have always differed on this subject. He likes to tell me how gloomy the world is, and I like to tell him we'll find something. And so far we've both been kind of right. Charlie, wouldn't you? Will you budge an inch on that or not?
There is so much money now in the hands of so many smart people, all trying to outsmart one another and out-promote one another, getting more money out of other people. And it's a radically different world from the world we started in. And I suppose it will have its opportunities, but it's also going to have some unpleasant episodes.
But they're trying to outsmart each other in arenas that you don't have to play. I mean, if you look at that government bond market, the Treasury bill market, I mean, you've got this one bill that's out of line with the others. We bought over $3 billion of it the other day, but those are people. The world is overwhelmingly short-term focused, and if you go to an investor relations call, they're all trying to figure out how to fill out a sheet to show the earnings for the year, and the management is interested in feeding them expectations that will slightly be beaten. I mean, that is a world that's made to order for anybody that's trying to think about what you do that should work over 5 or 10 or 20 years. And I just think that I would love to be born today and go out with not too much money and hopefully turn it into a lot of money. And Charlie would too, actually. Just like he would find something to do, I will just guarantee you. And it wouldn't be exactly the same as before, but he would have a big pile.
I would not like the thrill of losing my big pile into a small pile. Well, I like my big pile just the way it is.
Well, we agree on that, incidentally. Okay.
Yes, we do. You're one of the most extreme lovers of the big pile.
聽完人工智能，下一條片我哋會睇下巴菲特同芒格點樣睇美國銀行嘅問題。有興趣嘅朋友記得訂閱我嘅 YouTube channel 同埋 follow 我嘅 Facebook、Instagram。我哋下集再見，拜拜。